Hi everybody, we're going to look at challenge 3 from week 2 from the Wednesday class. So I know some of you have done it and well done, it looks great on Slack, and there's a few of you who are still wondering where to start. So for those of you who haven't started at all, maybe go away, start it yourselves and then come back and have a look at the video. For those of you who have tried to do it, I'm going to show you one way. Like everything in programming, there can be more than one way to do it. So just because I'll show you one way, it doesn't mean it's the only way, it doesn't mean it's the best way, it just means it's a way. At this stage of your learning, what we want you to do is we want you to be able to do it your way and understand how it is, how you do it your way. So I'm just going to show you quickly one way of doing it. And then if you have any questions, you can pop them up in Slack. Okay, so this is the challenge. The challenge is to draw a chessboard. So there's many ways that people come up and they try and figure out. Some people, they actually just draw a background and then they just draw white boxes on it. For others, they draw it column by column, and then for others they'll draw it row by row. We're also going to use the modulus operator, so we'll have a look and see what exactly that does. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw each of these boxes here. It would help if I put on this. I'm going to draw each of these boxes here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this line first, then this line, then this line. Okay, so I'm going to draw it line by line, and every time I'm in a line, I'm going to go across and I'm going to draw column by column across the way. So what I'll do is I'll start at this point here. I'll move my X to this point, move my X, my X, my X, my X, my X, and my Y will stay the same. And then I'll move my Y down, and then my X will start here, and I'll move across again. So that will allow me to draw boxes across. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw them row by row. Because I only want every second one to be black and every other one to be white, it means that I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. And we're going to use the modulus operator for that. So we're going to decide what's an even and what's an odd. So just to remind you about division and subtraction and that, if I was to say B is equal to 4 divided by, do you mind actually if I just give you another one? Because they're both going to be 1 in that case. So if I say B is equal to 5 divided by 3, okay. In this case here, B would equal to 3 goes into 5 once, because we're looking at integer division. But if I was to say C is equal to 5 modulus 3, it divides once, but the remainder is 2. So therefore C will be equal to 2. We're talking about the remainder. Okay, so division is how it divides. 5 divided by 3 goes once. When we're using the modulus, we're talking about what is the remainder when I divide 3 into 5, and in this case it's 2. And that will allow us to decide whether something is odd or even. And we'll say if it's odd, we're going to make it white maybe, or black, whatever we decide to do. Okay, so let's have a look at our code. Now bear with me as I type it in. I'm extremely slow at typing and I make a lot of mistakes. Okay, so we're just going to make it our size as being 400 by 400. Oops, would help if I was typing on the right screen. So our size is going to be 400 by 400. We don't need to make it to do anything with the background because it's going to be black or white. We're going to draw on it. And then I'm going to start my loops. Now, because I said before, I'm going to do it row by row and then I'm going to go across. That leads us to this nested loop that we were looking at. So I'm going to go row by row. So I can either call it my variable row or I can call it Y because that's what it is. It's going to go down. So how about we call it Y? So that's going to start at 0. I'm going to say we're going to do this 8 times. And Y plus plus. Then I want to go across. So I want to go column by column across, or I want to move my X. So I'm going to say for int X is equal to 0. X is less than 8. Again, I'm hard coding these. You can do it with divided by 8, whatever you want, and then you draw the box accordingly so you can make it bigger or smaller. X plus plus. Why can't I find plus? Okay. So now I want to draw a box. So let's just draw a rectangle and see what happens. So I'm going to say rectangle. And I'm going to say, where is its X position? Its X position is going to be wherever value is stored in X multiplied by, I'm hard coding 50. I'm making it 50. I'm going to say it's 50 is always going to be the difference. Our Y is going to be the same. It's 50. And then I want to draw it 50 by 50. I'm going to close my loop for my 4 and I'm going to close it that. Okay, so let's see what that draws. Okay, so that's what that draws. So you can see it's drawing the chessboard, but it's not making it black and white like we want it to be. So therefore we're going to have to fill some of them. Okay, so let's fill them. So we'll say if. So how could we fill them? So let's say we want to do every second one. So this one here is what's going across. Okay, so let's try X. So if X modulus, where's the modulus on my keyboard? Modulus 2 equals 0. I want to fill it black. Else, I want to fill it white. Let's just see where it says auto format. It makes it look nicer for me. So I'll just put that in as well. Okay, the rectangle is always going to be drawn. So let's see what that does. So it kind of does what we want, except now it just draws it in columns. It doesn't go across. So how about if we try and take into account what row we're on, not just what column we're on. So if I said something like, if X plus Y modulus 2 equals 0. And hey presto, it draws it. So why is that? So the first time, if the two of them are zeros, we're telling it that means there's going to be nothing. Oops, where is it gone? So at this point here, it's going to draw this one black. This one is going to be an odd, so it's going to draw it white, black, etc. We want it to alternate on this one. And remember, this guy here, this row was 0. This one is going to be 1. So it's going to push it out by 1. So now it's going to be, this one's going to be odd and even, odd and even. And then this one is an even one plus 2. So therefore it's going to push it back 1. So in this case here, very simple. The code looks very, very simple, but there's actually quite a lot to getting that right. So as I said, there's lots of different ways of doing it. You can have a go and see what way that you want to do it. But looking at this one here, we remind ourselves that modulus means remainder, and this is a nested for loop. So we're going to execute this row 8 times, and then while we're in each row, we're going to go across and draw this rectangle, then this, until we get to the end, and then we come back and we start again. Okay. I hope that helps. Let me know if you need any more help on it. If you want me to do it a slightly different way or a longer way, that would be fine. Or if you want to send me your code and see how close you are to it, that'd be good too. Okay, talk to you soon.